Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL. I'm your host for the English live stream, Toby1, bringing you game number 2 of our best of 3 series from the winners bracket semi. Na'Vi going up against Fnatic. Na'Vi with the 1-game advantage, and also the advantage of having a Fnatic Batrider over on the Dire side. Of course, I am not alone tonight, which makes all our viewers even happier, because we actually have some interesting stuff being said on the live stream. It's my co-caster, Clairvoyance. Welcome back to the broadcast. I say welcome back.
Hi. Sorry about that.
Hi.
Yeah, I was just thinking to the side as my mic was muted by accident. I believe that with the Death Prophet as well as the Razor ban, I guess the next thing that's always on my mind is where's the Panda Brewmaster going to fit? Of course, with Na'Vi, it's always going to be Batrider or Skywrath and possibly the Treant Protector.
Would you feel confident enough with the Brewmaster now that his animation timing, his channel timing has now been increased by 0.2 of a second?
I honestly feel like amongst the Holy Trinity's nerfs between Death Prophet, Razor, and Brewmaster, I personally feel like Brewmaster actually got nerfed the least. The 0.2 second ad time on the cast, it's somewhat significant in very, I guess, tight situations where enemies are constantly looking to shut him down in his initiation, but most of the time it's not something that you deal up against very easily. And Fnatic actually opted to go for the Shadow Demon over the Skywrath, which normally I wouldn't have minded, but with Void, it doesn't seem to work that well together, so I'm kind of divided on this pick here.
Yeah, I was kind of question marking it as well. I can understand if you're looking for a counter up against the Batrider, but throwing something like a Shadow Demon Disruption, you're not going to get a combination with a Faceless Void combo from that. And even then, like, you could still just go Skywrath Mage plus Bane or something else along those lines. Like, someone else that might be able to work against the Batrider, and I've been seeing a couple of LOAs appearing here and there. There's so many other options apart from just going the Shadow Demon in the second pickup. Like, you could have waited a little bit longer and then, like, worked out how you want to work, like, some other heroes into this, unless they're just planning on going, like, SD, Witch Doctor, and getting a secondary hero that's still going to couple up with a Void. Or they're looking for the Sand King. That's the other thing. Like, in fact, I think Denny's actually got it perfect. Well, screwed the Sand King. They banned the Sand King themselves. But taking out someone like the Jakiro, he would have worked with the Shadow Demon, but still be on a combo with the Faceless Void.
Yeah, with the Jakiro ban, I wouldn't be surprised if they take out the Wraith King as well. Still a really, really good hero, and of course, it wasn't easy to demonstrate that last game against the specific picks, but no, they'll ban out the Priestess instead. Worry of the Shadow Demon Priestess combo. Of course, it's not a Bane this time, but Shadow Demon offers a little bit more in terms of his features and being able to give vision and kind of damage, apply more damage overall with the Shadow Poison. So, not a bad ban, of course, and with the Shadow Demon pickup, again, as you said, it could counter the Batrider and put down people against the Skywrath, but we'll have to see if they can pack a little bit stronger punch in some of their next heroes, because right now I feel like they're kind of locked into the laning phase again. If they don't do well in their lanes, and honestly, even if they do well in their lanes, like this Void hero, I personally don't think he's first pick anymore. I think he's way out of favor now, completely fallen off from grace. The way the game is held right now, even if you do well in your laning stages, sometimes you get either split pushed or the 5-man potential still occurs where enemies aren't really mowing down towers per se, but they're strong enough to kind of fight up against your ultimates, big ultimate that you rely on. And Void, like, he doesn't offer much aside from Chronosphere, and that's kind of always been the case, but with Maelstrom getting nerfed, and even though Mask of Madness got slightly buffed with the gold change, Chronosphere got nerfed again to 90 seconds at level 3, which is quite significant. You can't spam it out kind of I don't know, expend it very easily without the Aghanim Scepter now.
Yeah, even level 1, like they added 10 seconds to every single level on that Chronosphere cooldown.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not convinced by the 2 picks so far, but it is kind of early to tell. So hopefully they come up with something stronger soon.
Yeah, well, actually going for a Luna pickup.
Navi's turn
to
pick.
Again, I'm not feeling the synergy just yet. Like Luna's attack range is really piss poor. So, reaching into the Faceless Void Chrono, she can't really do it. These heroes have to be perfectly positioned in the Chrono. And it's not like you like get a Blink Dagger on a Luna to make sure she's in a better position. You're not going to go down those lines. So even with the SD, so maybe it is like, do you just look for like stronger team fights here, or do you think of Luna as a push hero? Do you try and get something like a Latrak instead to combo with the Shadow Demon, and then you've got your pushing power coming from that?
I feel like the idea behind the pick is a bit of those mixed. Like, they want to be able to fight, and they want to have strong enough 5-man potential that they can kind of park themselves in front of the tower and pitch a tent. But they can't really camp it very long against the heroes like Batrider and Brewmaster, who kind of just initiate once, and then they'll kind of catch you off guard. It's going to be very tough for Fnatic unless they do really, really well in the laning stages to actually take fights in the mid game, because Navi will not only have like total map control with Batrider and Brewmaster walking around with ultimate potential. That actually just got worse. With that Lina pickup, they've completely locked themselves in the lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, they have no choice with these lanes now. Their potential, though, is... Well, then again, maybe we should take a book, like a page out of the book of God. It doesn't really sound right. That's why my brain started to trip on it. Sergey, God. Player, God. Not actual...
yes. Book of G.
Divine power kind of thing. Yeah, the Book of G. Where he actually ran Lina as a mid lane. So if Fnatic did want to come screw around with it a little bit, they could even run like the dual lane mid, Lina as well as Shadow Demon together, and then just leave a nice hero that can make sure Luna's got some space and can make life a little bit more difficult for the Batrider on the bottom lane, and run an off lane Void. Like, that's the other option. However, because they've already picked up the Void, and if we go with the standard, we're probably looking at a Faceless Void going, safe lane up against a Batrider, and then an aggro tri-lane with Luna, SD, and Lina together going off.
That might work, actually. I feel like, now that you brought it up, aggressive might be the best potential of lanes they have with this set here. I initially wasn't fond of the idea of the Lina mid. Of course, this game, what happens is if Lina goes mid, and at level 6, Lina can't apply solo kill pressure to the enemy mid laner, which is in this case Brewmaster, and Lina can't really
even with the help of the Shadow Demon? Like, if you brought in Disruption into Catcher, would that be enough with Laguna Blade and Stun?
But again, the follow-up really needs to be there. And against the Brewmaster, if you can't take the tower really fast, the Brewmaster is still going to be happy because he'll have the blink potential. He'll have the ulti potential, and his blink is always going to come at one point. You can't really stop it. I guess another thing that's really disruptive for Na'Vi now is they picked up Naga. I do realize Dendi has played this once before, but I believe Brewmaster is Dendi's hero in this lineup. And also the other thing is support Nagas have been becoming more frequent. It's not something I enjoy either. But the sleep is what they're looking to be able to disrupt the Eclipse as well as the Void Chronosphere potential. So I don't disagree with it.
I got a funny feeling this will be her Vorse Naga Siren.
Does he play Naga?
I don't know. But I haven't seen FNG or NS play around with the support Naga Siren.
I've never seen him play Naga before, so that's kind of why I'm on the other side here. But I think, the core Naga will be really strong this game, there's no doubt. Again, Fnatic's lineup are super locked in lanes, and if Naga gets a Radiance at one point, what's going to happen is Illusions will become too tanky that all these heroes that try to fight up against the Illusion will just take 500 damage before the Illusion dies, and they'll never be able to get a proper team fight against Na'Vi. No. But while it's the better option, we have to, I guess, keep in mind the players, and again, I'm just not fond of Havost playing Naga because I've never seen it. But maybe you're right here, because it is definitely the better option to play the core Naga in this situation.
Well, Kawami agrees with you at the moment that it's not a Horse Naga. He banned out the anti-mage in the 5th slot. So, he's currently on your side. For me, I just don't, I just don't see the Naga Siren working really well as a support in this game.
I don't either. I think it's very overrated, actually. Yeah. Especially with Batrider, right? It doesn't really make sense because Naga kind of functions as a Batrider counter. And in the freak scenario that Batrider catches somebody other than the Void and brings the target into his team of 3 or whatever, and then Void jumps with the Chronosphere, if the Naga sleeps, you kind of just end up negating 3 ultimates at once. And then Luna in the backlines with the BKB might actually still do something, and Chronosphere is still obviously there, so your teammate's not moving while the enemy is not moving. It seems like a very ironic situation.
I'd prefer to see someone from Na'Vi who's got a little bit more control and burst damage, even if it's something along the lines of a Lion coming up as the secondary support. Someone that can move with the Skywrath Mage and cause problems for the SD and the Lina. The Faceless Void also be wonderful if you just zone him out. The other option is Na'Vi gets really greedy and they grab something like an Enigma. You've already got your Naga Sleep, so you got your combination to go into a black hole. if required. And is Nesty and Alina really going to stop? Like, they can stop the push because Alina is fantastic at that. Like, that's one thing which I really love from like Alina. Her counter push ability is really great. But at the same time, like, once you get caught inside that black hole, you're going to get destroyed quickly.
Yeah, well, in terms of teamfight potential, there's not many heroes that can beat it. But the problem with running Enigma on Dire is you also have a Bad Rider in this game.
True.
And I think this game,
heavy.
what's going to end up is, they're just going to cancel each other out instead of worrying about Fnatic canceling them out. So if they want to pick up the Enigma, I mean, it's always a fantastic pick, but they'll have to be very keen on where they get their farm and space, because they won't trade it for each other.
The other option is they expect the aggro tri lane, they get something more like a Coddle. Someone that, because SC and Lina are not really the most healthiest of heroes out there. So just continuous spam to bring him down. Oh!
Coddle is pretty good this game. Yeah, you're right on the money. Coddle is actually pretty good this game. And I guess the only thing he should worry about is Puck as well as the zone up potential. But with Skywrath, most supports end up working, and when it comes to something like Coddle, which is very stagnant, I would say, it'll work as well.
It's just really good against an aggro tri-lane more than anything else. And with the Skywrath mates, like, that combo there, like if Na'Vi even wanted to, they could dodge. Like, they could actually dodge with this kind of lineup.
It looks like, and so with that pickup, they will actually have a host on the Naga Siren, and it will be fairly strong in terms of lanes for both sides. But Na'Vi still do lack a lot of disable with that Coddle pickup. I have to say, they don't have very good, reliable stuns early. So even though Coddle's really good at mitigating that,
team fight's really damn good if they can survive the early game.
Yeah, I think again though it's just weird because they put themselves in a situation with that Coddle pick where they actually have to survive the early game. Whereas with their initial 4 set of picks, they could have done it multiple ways and they would have just ended up surviving no matter what. But all of a sudden, I feel like the aggressive trialing potential out of Fnatic it really is a concern.
It's greedy, but it could really pay off. If these Illuminates hit like 2 heroes at a time, every time they're channeled off by NS, then for me, I think Na'Vi wins the lane. Because the Lina, as well as the SD, can't come in close. And that's where the primary problem for me arrives here for Fnatic. That their lineup just can't directly fight. They're not strong enough. Like, and if you do come in close, you're going to get concussive shotted up, you're going to get blasted down again, and you're going to have a Naga Siren who will either be riptiding you, giving a lot of negative armor, and also that's a second level of burst damage, or you're getting ensnared. So you're locked down and controlled even more than that. And here is like a Faceless Void. It may even be worth it, and I cannot believe I'm saying this because I'm really not a believer in this type of build, but it might be worth getting an extra point up in the mana leak up against someone like a Faceless Void if he does end up on the offlane. And the primary reason I flagged that is because Faceless Void's mana pool is just so low that if you do get a mana leak off and he leaps once, he's not leaping a second time anytime soon.
Yeah, I do agree with the mana leak pickup. Unfortunately, though, he's already gotten the Illuminate, assuming that there's going to be some sort of aggressive.
He's not getting a level 1. I'm not saying level 1. I'll say level 3, potentially level 4.
I see.
You could look
level
into
1 mana leak is actually pretty good. They've buffed that spell enough to the point where it's annoying at all levels, and I have to say, you really have to watch out for it. Even though he has to go relatively close distance in the early levels, it's very annoying to offlaners, and it's a very good tool for zoning out targets. But with the safe lane tri lane and kind of being secured because Fnatic haven't really, they're not committing to an aggressive tri lane of sorts. What's going to happen is, Na'Vi supports will get the space they need to operate in the jungle for the keeper, or maybe just walking around the main lane and zoning out targets with the Skywrath.
We do kind of get ourselves back into that little point, though, which is the jungle going to start to get crowded? Like, you're running NS now inside the jungle, so he's kind of got to be stacking for his teammates, so is FNG, so Evolves can take the farm, because they put Puck on the top lane. They can't kill Puck until they're maybe level 4 on both the supports. Then they have a chance for, like, you need Seal, you need Orb damage at a good level. Yeah, you just need something more than what Na'Vi have at their level 1 potential fighting. So does this turn then into stacking and farming the jungle? Fnatic is actually like, he's spotted out the aggro tri-lane down here, and he's coming nowhere near this. He knows if he tries to come and contest it, he's going to get disrupted as well as flame braked, as well as light striker raid. What's happening again?
Mid lane void is happening again.
No. We're looking at it now. But this isn't going to become a common occurrence. And I love this from Dendy. Doesn't level up Clap. Levels up Drunken Brawler. Levels up Drunken Haze as his first ability. Screwing with the rise as much as possible. Yeah.
I'm going to let my bias kick in here. I don't think Fnatic can can win this after the 10-minute mark. I'm just gonna lay out very brutal.
Explain the reason. Like, okay, bias is okay as long as you got logic to support it.
Yeah, like this. So the basis is that if anytime mid lane void happens, what happens is after level 6 they start walking around the map trying to get ganks, and if they don't do that, they're locked inside the lane. The way this void hero farms in this patch is not actually by hitting creeps. He's not very good at pushing out lanes, even if he has a Maelstrom and a Mask of Madness, it just becomes faster. He's not really good at showing himself on the map, because when he shows himself on the map, it's kind of like a bounty hunter, you're not really afraid of him. So mid lane is actually the worst, because mid lane happens to be that lane where you want to push the tower kind of fast, just like the safe lane, and get map control, have rune control most importantly, and just have that map vision dominance. And if a hero is there that can't push out the lane, as I say, that Havos gets first kill on the pocket top lane, then all of a sudden you're kind of losing the strategy battle. And this kind of setup at mid, it's already like a strategic loss the way I see it. Panda is so much better as a mid lane hero than a Void.
I am really surprised that Ace actually died up in that top lane. This Observer Ward, which has got planted, spots FNG perfectly. But he has been battling directly with FNG. Like, he was sitting at 1/3 of life points last time I checked that top lane before he ended up dying. And that was just because he tried to trade blows with the Skywrath Mage. And as a puck, that's never really going to end well for you. Especially when the Skywrath Mage decides to not get Concussive Shot and went into a Seal instead. That allowed Havos to use his Ensnare and Riptide both onto the puck. And that's that burst damage I'm talking about, which you can just pull out. While also at the same time, we should flag the fact that Fnatic is farming up the stacks.
Oh my gosh, that is huge.
They prepped this from the very, very start, man. Like, Fnatic actually cut through the trends. He's not getting through it all, however. He doesn't have enough damage and life points to actually finish the job. And this is actually a little bit more problematic for him.
Yeah.
But they cut the tree line here. So on the 1 minute mark, they actually had themselves a double stack.
Oh, NS is stacking that other camp as well with this nuke. They're not even bothering to finish it. They're going to let Fnatic get the whole lump sum.
Unfortunately for him, he got Mud Golems as one of the sets.
Unfortunate indeed, but he still does. Oh, you know what? He actually doesn't get the big camp stack off either because of the Dark Troll Summoner.
What are these
unfortunate
minions
indeed.
just doing here? They're just like chilling in the middle of nowhere. They don't belong to a camp.
Being a nuisance, that is all.
Poor NS. He needs a second level. He really needs that chakra. The chakra. Without the chakra, he just doesn't have the mana in order to farm up farm up the jungle. He needs to leech from somewhere else.
Just watching carefully on the supports on the side of the Radiant on Fnatic. About to crack level 3 on the side for Lina, and of course Shadow Demon picks up level 2. He hasn't skilled a single spell yet, which is kind of interesting, but I guess he never really had a need to, so that's fine. Although the Shadow Poison actually helps you stack jungle better, because you can do it from a distance. But regardless, they're continuing what they're doing, and Hani picks up the trademark. Phase Boots Luna. It's really fun because the hero is the fastest in the game, but when it comes to carry potential, you better want to end this game early with a lot of stat items, because Space Boots does not help you scale on Luna.
No, it won't. Right now,
it doesn't help you farm jungle either.
Right now, I'm fairly certain he's just like, well, you know what? I'm going to get every single last hit in this lane, and I'm fine. Like, that's it. That's because no one's pressuring him. The Batrider won't appear for at least another 3 minutes in his mind, so he's still got a lot of time to farm up then, and by that point, he should at least have the start of his drums. Like that, I'm talking like Bracer and everything else. Actually got a smoke game coming up from Rise. He has skilled now as a 1/1 skill. He sees FNG coming down the tree line.
Oh, I hope they don't settle for a support.
This time NS is here. They want to go for the support. The Illuminate's going to, in fact, only hit on Rise. They've already got 1 kill. Batrider, he's actually dying. Okay, he's dying to neutrals at the moment. But of course, going to rotate in after Ace. There is, of course, that Ensnare available, but also at the same time, there's Denny moving in. There's your Ensnare. He wanted to come on me. He realized Ace was just going to phase shift out of it. The Lion Strike Array control the Force for a little bit. But Tendy with his haste rune, he's got 3 stick charges and he's wanting to chase down somebody. He can't get close enough to them. So he'll just run past them all and head back in towards the middle lane. And somehow Fnatic is now on 30 life points. And did he fail to finish the camps again? So he's just got 1 injured Centaur left. But he keeps finding damn Mud Golems every time.
Yeah, that's... Mud Golems really do hurt the progression for these jungle-reliant heroes, but regardless, he's still at 1.4k gold. He's super duper farmed, and I kind of hope he doesn't rush the Blink Dagger. I'm not too sure how effective it is to get it before the Tranquil Boots, but it looks like he actually wants to do that. So I guess if he can get a huge Luna pick-off or something with his first Blink initiation, that's fine, but aside from that, I think Tranquil Boots is normally more efficient.
He might be looking to control the puck up more than anything else, because that puck is still sitting at 1-1. I'm talking CS-wise. I say now, she's doubled her CS, tripled her CS, now 3-1.
Triple her CS, yeah.
So, if you can keep the puck down, this Blink Dagger will never arrive. And the puck will have no presence in this game. Because he's not going to combo with the Faceless Void and throw in a wonderful Macro Pyre or something like that. It's like, you Chrono, I can Dream Coil. That's all. Hani, trouble in the bottom lane. He's going to face boost himself up. Still 3-2-6 movement speed. They seal him. Orb attack. Denny just looking to get the clap off here. He does have Split of Varble. Hani going to cut through the tree line. The clap did manage to connect.
Oh, he hit.
So they'll slow him down, but Rise in the neighborhood and Denny. Starve the split. Now Void. He's baiting the Chrono. Denny's on the edge. Can they get support in there? Hani, the ulti, it reaches Dendy. He'll never get the split off. I really didn't know if that Eclipse was going to really reach him from there.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting turn of events, I must say. But again, Dendy's still okay with that. They committed 2 long cooldown ultis for that, which he knows now, of course. And it's unfortunate that he's not too close to his Blink Dagger, but he's not too far off either. He'll go back to the mid lane and resume what he's doing. And once he gets his level 4 clap, he can zone out the Void much more effectively. Again, the commitment that needs to come out of this Void hero to leave the lane to gank one hero with a Chronosphere, it's way too much, and it doesn't belong anymore. It's kind of like playing Clockwork at mid lane these days.
We don't really see that much, even though we did see it once. Actually, we saw it once during ESL, didn't we? I think it was S4 that actually did that.
Didn't he go offlane with it? I believe every Clocky game he actually went offlane, but I can't recall it.
You are right.
Yeah, it happens for a reason, simply put. It's not that good at mid anymore. Just doesn't offer that follow-up scale potential.
Well, right now, Rise has returned back towards the mid lane. Also, look at Faceless Void's build. No early Mask of Madness, no early DPS. He goes for the Ring of Aquila instead. So not even like rushing into drums or something.
Well, yeah, I don't know how effective drums will be on the Void, but this is the thing with the Aquila pickup too. It's actually nice for mid lane, because you need to give that creep the bonus for your creeps for the armor, so they can actually push out on their own, since your hero can't do it effectively. But at the same time, every early game goal matters for Void so much that this Aquila, like, he's trying to farm up the jungle right now. It's not at a good rate, and in the meantime, his supports are probably farming faster than him. So
Ace, trouble on the top lane. They're going to seal him. He can't join himself away because of this, and he's trapped a long way out. Simple Riptide, simple movement up there, and he didn't do the quick jump.
Oh, and you know what? Dendy did something I didn't really expect him to do, and I don't understand the basis for this one.
You mean the arcades?
He went Mana Boots. Yeah, instead of rushing the Blink, he actually went Mana Boots. I'm confused
it kind
by
of makes
that
even less sense when you're running around with the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, I'm actually completely confused by that one. That makes no sense to me, because if he had Blink Dagger, he could apply like a triple kill potential on these single target supports, as well as possibly the Luna. Of course, he won't get a triple kill alone, but like
maybe it was more for the spam. But even then, you got Bottle, and with the runes, like, you don't really care about that kind of man. Now, Blinking by Fnatic, he's not going to get anywhere near that Faceless Void.
Yeah, he needs the speed.
Confused.
He needs the speed of the Tranquil Boots. Honestly, this Bad Rider Rush Blink thing, it's a thing of the past, and there's a reason why the Bad Riders, they get the Bottle as well as the Tranquils these days. It's okay to have a 10-12 minute Blink Dagger, even if it's delayed by a few minutes, because your impact will be much higher at that point, and you'll farm better after it too. So
Navia coming, bottom lane.
Meanwhile,
yeah, look at the pings. The pings came out from the Void just saying, yo, Hani, be very, very careful. He picked up a Morbid Mask, he's running ahead of Midas build, but it's a smoke movement coming up from Fnatic as well as Dendy. So they'll see Hani come back into towards the lane. There is the Blink Lasso, and this time it'll be in range. They drag it back, they'll go for the clamp. The Eclipse won't be able to help out Hani here. And Brewmaster able to get a Drunken Brawler connection in. Now top lane, Havorce, Dream Coil, and he just Naga sleeps. Holds him in position, he might turn it off in time for... No, he doesn't. Actually, Kamumi gets hit by it because Havorce backed up far enough. But the Illuminate is able to hit into the
Havorce has a relic, Toby.
Hmm?
He has a relic.
Oh, we're 10 minutes in on a Naga.
Yeah.
Where the hell did he get that kind of money? Like,
yep, he has a relic.
Not even a tier 1 tower down. Has he been, like, robbing children or something? Like, where the hell does his cash come from?
I actually do want to point one thing out, though. With Naga Siren, it's actually better to get some stat items before your Relic Rush, or your Radiance Rush, rather. It's better to have a Ring of Aquila at least, and sometimes it's better to have drums even, before the Relic or the Radiance itself. But it's fine. Again,
Arise.
It's still ridiculously fast Radiance.
You
he's looking for a kill here,
have
but
enough
he can't do
damage
it
for
alone.
this, Arise. He needs more help. The SD's coming in right now, but at the same time he's going to Chrono.
Oh, too early.
Ace
Way too
can't
early.
help him. Ace is going to orb himself in, but Havorce He's got enough range on this. Support's rotating up here for Na'Vi. Now Ryan's going to disrupt, but actually bought more time for FNG to come in. He's actually got his ultimate available, not enough mana to use it. Avor still does actually go down. Shadow Demon will get the kill. They'll couple an Illumina to the face of this, and Denny after the clap too. He's searching for some kind of opening. Arise leaps himself up, and Fnatic, the flame break, it actually hit. Arise will have his TP cancelled. He's backtracking a hell of a lot of this damage. Doesn't backtrack the clap, however, and Skywrath Mage will take the kill. So it's Havorst for the Faceless Void. So we don't get to see our amazing 12-minute Radiance up and running for a Naga Siren, which would have been probably the fastest one I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, still going to be relatively fast. He's coming back with full life points, full mana, going to resume his farming. But I have to kind of question Havorst there. I feel like if he ran north up towards his Keeper of the Light, the presence of the Keeper would be able to just zone out the puck and the Void, who's pretty much dished out their entire kit.
Oh.
As I say that, Fnatic looking for the hunt.
Yeah, he couldn't get close enough again to get these lassos off, so he fell short this time around. To also answer the question too, like my own self, like why I was in disbelief. Havorst was the one to get the 2 kills in the top lane. So he had the injection of killing off the puck, so that's where a lot of his cash did come from.
Yeah, every bit helps.
Yeah, and it's also because he's also, like there's no drum build. Like most Naga Sirens who we see going ratings is normally will go into the drums first. We'll probably even consider finishing up the treads.
Well, not
treads. What am I talking about?
Yeah,
the
BTs.
BTs.
Aquila is what you really want. That passive mana regen and the 18 damage boost on your main hero is really important for Naga Siren.
Getting the wrong item in my brain. Bottom lane, they smoked in to go for this one. Disruption and Catcher connects over on Denny. He's going to get the split off and can't get it off in time. They had enough follow-up damage using Laguna Blade as well. That Illumina did not help their case, and it's going to TP out. Arise, first hit time lock. Balls to the wall. Puck will be the one getting the kill though when Havorst. Naga sleep, 5 seconds. He's going to wait a little bit longer.
Went back. Oh gosh.
I don't think he had the space for it anyway.
Yeah, he probably would have gotten orb down honestly, but his hero went back, so he had auto attack on basically. That's unfortunate.
Fnatic survived on 15 life points. He hung low enough that the Shadow Poison didn't connect on him, and that would have actually been his death. Actually, it's a level 1 Shadow Poison, but it's still enough.
FNG versus Rise. They found each other.
He's going to seal him, though. The custom shot's already gone. The Orb. Rise, Mystic Flare as well. He's on the run. He's had Tranquil Boots, so he's looking pretty damn good. Gave more mana to the Skywrath Mage, still a little bit too far away from having Concussive Shot. Disrupts over on Dendy, because Dendy was the one running in with that haste rune of his. And a Rise, he has Chrono available, but does not want to fight this. Rise now going to purge up Dendy. The Drunken Haste from Dendy trying to slow him down. There goes your Concussive Shot again, but Rise just keeps running.
This game has to be marked as a lot of some of the most misfortunate decisions of history. The amount of situations that Dendy would have wished for a Blink Dagger, and the amount of situations Havorst would have wished to be at a different place instead of with his team kind of thing. I can't express the importance of this Dendy. He just got his haste rune purged off, or it was kind of expiring too anyway. But even at bottom lane, the fact that he was so near the creep wave, so deep into the tower, is I guess he had the haste rune, so he was feeling confident, but he probably wouldn't have been there in the first place if he had a blink. He would be at the back lines waiting to initiate with the blink. And of course the chase at mid and the chase at bottom is more justification to that fact. I'm pretty sure he's regretting this mana blue pickup right now, honestly. He would have had his blink without it.
I don't know, man. We're both of the same mind as far as that Blink Dagger choice. Maybe we'll ask Andy a little bit later on the reasons why. For now, I'm seeing the Skywrath Mage rotate top. Fnatic, he's looking for a Blink Lasso. His Blink and Boots first. BT's first over on Fnatic.
That pickup. Yeah, that's so smart for this game.
He's got to go now. The Firefly's running out. Blink, Lasso, just let the Mystic Flare go. He's holding on to it as long as he can, so he doesn't actually have to expend the mana. In fact, I don't think he actually had the mana pool available for it. That's why he waited as long as he could for them to seal. Havorst, he'll get chronoed up. Fnatic, he can't save his teammate right now. Havorst is stuck in here with the Laguna Blade as well. All they can look to do is get some collateral kills. But Arise is not making it easy for them, and they will be backing themselves up. The Light Striker raid, a little bit off target there from Come With Me. There's also Alina, who is going Phase Boots Drums build without getting a single point up into the Fiery Soul. Which means the mana pool really is quite abysmal for her. And it's also SD's running around with Arcane Boots himself. What do you actually think about Come With Me's build?
I don't mind it. I think it's similar to last game. He's transitioning to this forward position that's strictly for farming and gearing up to semi-carry kind of thing. And again, this is one of those games where they really need that kind of backup. This Void is not in any position to carry this game. As we've seen, Arise has been walking around the map faithfully, just landing Chronos every opportunity he has. And might have mentioned that Havos has actually died 3 times ever since his 10-minute relic pickup.
Yep.
So by 16 minutes, he actually doesn't have Radiance yet. Dandy, on the other hand, has decided for something else for herself, saying that, okay, I really need this Blink Dagger, and he was just hitting jungle creeps for a very long time, even though that top engagement was happening for like a minute. He just ignored it completely and just kept hitting rock golems and stuff, realizing the urgency for this Blink Dagger.
He really did need that. Now on bottom lane, I think Na'Vi just realized they need to get some towers down, so when he's probably just going to recall all his friends in, and then again, his ultimate just wore off. He could have potentially actually dragged FNG to that bottom lane. But they're trying to use Savor's solutions plus Riptide just to kill off most of the creep wave and then force the bottom tower out. But while all this is going on, Fnatic is still hovering around the mid. And tier 1 tower in mid lane is actually within deny range as well.
Oh man, I don't like what Havos is doing here. Even though he has the backup of his teammates, like this Naga hero, he should just stay inside the jungle and hide away from enemies. Force them to walk into their side of the map. He's been showing himself way too much, which I think is a good reason why he's died 3 times between the last 6 minutes. And yeah, I think he's finally got his Radiance, but it's a little bit late because Hani has been free farming continuously ever since that time.
And
Hani's really big too, by the way.
Yeah,
he's really big.
He's 8.6k.
Yeah.
He's already got his Yasha up and running. I'll assume that it's going to be a BKB in this.
Yeah, most likely. I hope it's not an SNY, that's all.
Now, Fnatic, he's been scouted out by this Observer Ward, so Hani is very much aware of what's going on, and then just runs himself into the dire jungle. The courier's about to turn back over the top of his head.
Oh, he's trying to snipe the courier.
He doesn't have vision of it, though. He's just hiding for the moment. He'll see the courier, and now it's like, oh, wait, I can get this. Mask of Madness movement speed.
Oh.
But he lost the vision of it in the Fog of War. And that's going to try and hold the bottom lane. That's a level 2 Illuminate only. And he did actually get that early point up with the Mana Leak like we're talking about. So he's trying to find the extra control. And Dendy, blink, clap, Calmy's in trouble. Concussive shot, the Chrono though. It holds him out and also cuts off the path for Fnatic. He'll blink dagger himself in. Actually got the flame break off, so Calmy cannot escape. Be left to the device of the rest of the Na'Vi lineup. So they can keep diving in with these Brewlings, finding Rise, send him up in towards the air. So Na'Vi's now looking for 2 hero kill off as well as the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. And they should easily take it. Rise will disrupt himself off. He's still got clamped, stunned, affected him, and a Force makes more of himself. But they'll finish up the tier 1 tower here. And already Honey just goes for the straight trade-off. He's trying to bring down the tier 1 tower in the middle lane.
That was quite the interesting application of Chrono right there.
Oh, NS. He recalled. He recalled a Vorst.
Oh, the worst time.
Sleep! Sleep! He couldn't get enough in time!
The worst time.
Now Arise runs away. FNG doing some extra damage with a Mystic Flare, forcing Arise back up again. He does not have mana to jump. They mana leak him up, and he'll walk all the way, or TP himself all the way back to base. He got stunned up because he did run out of mana. But that was after he got himself back into the well. So a Vorst goes down in mid.
This is also another tricky tidbit, but if FNG actually earned them at the start with his initial setup first, I think he would have gotten that kill on Void. So it's unfortunate that he missed that Earn there, but Earn is really strong now with the pure damage.
But because he didn't, and that means the trade-off goes the way of Fnatic. Still so even. In fact, the net worth is only difference of 50. That's the only difference between it. The experience is still up for Fnatic. They've been coming up on the fights a little bit better. Suppose we should actually flag the fact that when it's only 50 difference in the net worth, and you're 3 towers ahead as Na'Vi, that should be a warning bell for you right there. Fnatic are definitely keeping up. Even though it's 8-8, across the board they're making a lot more use of the creeps. And not to mention Hani's still running this Hand of Midas on him. So it's a really good injection of money coming into him. And we haven't seen this Nagasaran Radiance really pay off. In fact, now they may even catch Dendy. The silence was there. Ryza, they're wasting a lot of time with the silence, but with Disruption and Catcher into Laguna Blade, they guarantee the kill. And Fnatic was too late for this. He's actually going to blink himself down and then Firefly the creep wave down to stop this mid push from happening. But Arise is back with level 2 Chrono, ready to fight.
It's a weird comment to make, but I feel like Dendy's something's off about his game. I normally don't see him getting picked off in those kind of situations. Usually he's like one of the fastest reactions. And I guess...
Rise. He needs more help. He's got it coming up as well. It's going to be Ace. Jumps in with that Park and purges on her Vorst. They saw him farming because of the aggressive observer ward inside the jungle. And they hit their timing absolutely perfectly on Na'Vi. That's another death. That's 5 deaths now in total for the Naga Siren. And Fnatic try and chase down Ace, but he just can't keep up. And now Void got the Chrono. He'll be sealed up, but he already gets Chrono off. Has to back himself up. If he saves the Mystic Flare, he'll be dead right now. And Arise TPing out. The Flame Break will be cancelling it off. While mid lane Calmly completely out of mana. So what looked like a really good couple of engagements from Fnatic, Na'Vi just got a hell of a lot back with the death of the Void and the death of the Lina for no collateral.
Well, even then though, I'm still like kind of surprised at the way they're playing this out. I feel like Hani is honestly just getting way too much space, and at this rate, he might just end up taking this game 1v5.
True.
His farm rate is so fast, and of course with the Midas giving him the bonus EXP, he's already at level 16. And if he dies once, he's gonna give up a huge
Top
ton.
lane. Rise is gonna go down too. Pickoffs here and there.
Yeah.
I want to get your opinion on this too, as I just saw it being purchased up. Now, I look at the Na'Vi lineup, and again, I brought this up in game number 1 about the mech choice, and the fact there is a lack of a mech choice. NS bought a gem first in this lineup.
I think it's fine. I don't think they need mech. I don't think mech actually helps them at all. A lot of Fnatic's fighting potential comes from just being able to burst down specific targets, and mech is not only not going to save them, but also they just want to shut down vision so their Bad Rider and Panda can apply a lot of kill pressure from the dark. And I think that's all that matters. This Luna, again, getting so much free farm, mostly because she's getting space. Space from the fact that Fnatic's lineup, the other 4, are just killing heroes that I don't personally feel that should be dying, but they're getting them anyway due to good vision and I guess good opportunities. But overall, yeah, it shouldn't allow them to assemble as 5 like this.
Ooh, jump in, Ace, caught out
Again,
Dendy, he got the
initiation
silence,
on
but then again FNG turns around, but with both the Eclipse as well as the Laguna Blade being triggered, the Brewmaster drops very quickly, and life just got even harder with a full Yule Scepter being completed over on Come With Me. And they want to go in again. And it's just keeping him back with just, well, actually that Illuminate did absolutely no damage. And what are you doing, Come With Me? The Yule Scepter's up. There's a lot of support there. They're just watching him. They seal on Come With Me. And now Arise. Now, could it be a triple chrono? In fact, it will be. But on his own teammates, the Flame Break from Fnatic bounced him out. They walked back into it at one point. But the Gem of True Sight's been dropped and be picked up here by Arise. And a Vorst will stop him. The Firefly is there. They have a lasso available. Calmy should just burn anyway here. He doesn't have Laguna Blade available. He doesn't have Yule Scepter. Now he does. But he'll still die the Naga Siren Illusions, while the Void, he got out with the gem. Dropped it back inside the well. And this is why I wasn't so sure about buying a gem this early on, because the Coddle can't survive.
Yeah, that is true. Also, I think Fnatic could have flame break the Void like he did last time, but he was kind of... Yeah, he actually noticed the Void in time. I guess he opted to go for the lasso instead of the flame break. So it's kind of unfortunate that they missed that kill. But I think the bigger story of all these fights is, again, the Dendy getting picked off at the start. I normally don't see it out of this guy. It's very, very weird, his play, watching it this game. Starting from the Mana Boots pickup, I'm not sure what's going on. He's not playing at the usual stellar game that he has with Panda. He's usually really, really strong with this hero. And with given the picks on the Fnatic, like this Shadow Demon, Lina, these heroes, honestly, they're kind of food for Panda Brewmaster after 20 minutes. But right now, they're eating him up instead.
Fnatic found an opening. It's Arise. Blink, lasso. Well, NS tried to actually use the mana leak on Arise, but Fnatic dragged him closer to FNG, who just did his ulti combo with him. Now Ace,
Ace
he's looking for the Dream Coil. He doesn't know if he's fully in range, and then the Blinding Light pushes him back a long way, and then gets a 2-man Dream Coil, with Hani in the middle of it, using the Bouncing Glaives. They get the Yule Scepter initiation into the Bat Rider as well, giving a double kill to the Puck. And this is just pumping more money into the offlaner, who was meant to be shut down, but now Puck's walking around with enough to actually buy a full 4-star.
Yeah, and you know what? Hani is worth 15,000 gold and counting. 4k in his inventory.
The TPs are coming into the bottom lane. Vorst, his Yasha will arrive. He does have BTs available. Just a quick Lucent Beam from Hani. Try to slow down Vorst. But they weren't going to control him anyway. He's walking around with Sleep now off cooldown.
Oh, wow, Come With Me, playing on the aggressive here. He has Yule Scepter. I think he's going to go for a solo play here.
He doesn't have Laguna Blade, however, and Dendy was actually considering the split. Like, he started the animation.
Then he can force a BKB or something. Yeah, he forced the BKB. That was perfect. Hani, I think they should have known that they had no catch there. That was overstaying their welcome.
Well, Dendy's
wow, he's going to go for round 2.
He's got Blink to clap in 1 second time. Yeah, he can go and come with me. All he needs is a good hit with it. Oh, the Eclipse. Then he just can split.
Oh,
He got it off.
He got it off.
That animation time's a little bit longer, and now, well, they wait. Come with me. Yule stepped her up at the same time the Storm Brilliant set the Lunar up and towards the air. That's why it looked like they both Yules at the same time. But Harney's going to get stunned up. There's really not enough follow-up to get in here. He'll leave the Fire Brilliant on the front line, and yeah, they're both going to time out. While up on top lane, you got Rise. He's mana leaking and just stands his ground. Will die in the top lane. The Faceless Void also dropped up here. So it's 3 technically for the price of what? What was really lost here from Na'Vi?
Nothing really, just the Brewmaster ulti committed, but then they're still farming the enemy jungle. So in terms of map control, they've gained all, lost none. But did you see how fast that Void dropped though? He got Ancient sealed up, didn't backtrack anything, and then the Illuminate Blast and I guess the Skywrath nuke with the Bad Rider Flame Break, he just disappeared. 100-0 right off the bat. It was ridiculous.
I missed this, Seth, I'm afraid. I was watching the bottom lane. Fnatic,
Hey.
he's just stealing the farm from Harney.
Yep. Not much Luna can do against that other than just run away.
Should flag the fact too, with that Vladimir's offering now done on the Brewmaster, Roshan should be pretty shortly on the priority list of Na'Vi. They don't have a lot of damage for it, and the Naga Sleep is still on cooldown, so they don't have the extra insurance for it either. But definitely should be something in the back of their minds. In fact, they're actually already headed down there. Havorse probably should be just focusing on farming at the Radiant jungle and keeping the lanes pressured out before they go into the pit, because it's not as important for them to grab the Aegis, the Immortal. Like, getting an Aegis onto a Luna, now that will be a critical moment. And in fact, Harney goes straight Skadi after his BKB. No mana style for this guy. He goes full stat points with the Skadi.
Honestly, I don't even mind this game. He's so big that if he can survive the majority of damage coming out, he can barrage an entire array of nukes on the enemy with just his glaives. He is really the main character of this game. And Fnatic, wow!
What are you doing, man?
Oh man!
What are you doing? That's not his Yules, that's Ace's Yules. They're trying to find the timing. Fnatic, can he get himself up and towards the air? Yes, he will. Blink Dagger. 1 second time from now, and it's off cooldown.
Oh, wow.
He's away to safety. Arise. He'll leap in. He'll chrono. He only found NS. There wasn't a recall running at the time. The Flame Break bumping Arise back a little bit. So they use chrono, they use Eclipse, they use Dream... no, actually, no Dream Call. But they did use Purge from Rise. And they got a kill on the Coddle. They can't take the tier 2 tower because fortifications for slowing him down. Havorse taking tier 3 tower in the bottom lane, while Ace gets a double Dream Call in mid. Over on Denny, he needs the silence to wear off, and he goes for the split. He started the split in the middle of the Shadow Demon disruption, and now you're seeing Patch Log come into play right there. If that was all, I'm fairly certain he would have got that split off. But Denny will go down in front of the tier 2 tower, but that tier 3 tower's down to 460 life points. So I think Na'Vi is still going to be happy with the trade.
Yeah, I think they're still very content, but that was really a close call on that ultimate, as you said.
Vunic! He's going to put Honey on the cliff.
Oh!
There's no TP scroll. There's no
There's
TP. They'll actually trap him up there with the Observer Ward. FNG's in the neighborhood. He's got Mystic Flare available. He wanted to wait until it was actually lost on Honey. Backs him into the corner. And then the Flame Break, not pushing him actually out and off the hill. They put the Urn Charge on him. 118, 100 life points. Fnatic jumps up there and he'll end the dominating spree. 500 gold in total for Fnatic. 75 seconds on the sideline. And technically, actually, he got 765 gold in total for that kill. And almost 2.5k experience.
Yeah, he got his level 16 off of that. That's, I guess, the bigger story. I'm not even sure if he was level 14 when he went for it, but regardless, 2.5k EXP indeed. And Nagasaran, of course, picks up her Manta Style, which is the third of possibly 4th and 5th items coming up in the future. They're going for Roshan now. They have Vladimir's on the Panda, and of course Rosh is much stronger at this point, but I think they're doing it. They're recalling other targets as well.
Yep. NS is bringing in all the teammates. At the same time, though, Rise is putting down observers and sentries. He doesn't see inside the pit. So that warding actually doesn't help him at all for this kind of situation. And when you've already got 2 heroes that slip their way in there and you can keep recalling in more and more targets. Yep, there's another one. So he'll bring Fnatic into the pit as well. Oh man, NS. Still can't believe, like, if he had a mech, he might survive a little bit longer, but right now, like, what do you want to do? Like, you say this team doesn't need mech. Would you just go in for a straight Ags over on NS? Probably
a mobility item, honestly. Like a Ghost Scepter to...
You can't stick out that far when they just finished off Roshan.
Yep. Honestly, in terms of items for the Keeper of the Light at this point, you can rush Ags if you really want to. It's probably unnecessary. I would say like a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger would do. Just the mobility item, maybe Ghost Scepter for the Void, but there's a lot of magic damage to deal with. So for this hero, this game, it's all about just positioning and playing full-on support, providing mana leak every now and then when targets come too close, illuminate from a distance, and recalling targets. Yeah, what Keeper is generally known for. Doesn't really need items per se, but if needed be, probably a Force Staff, I would say.
I'm loving this from Fnatic with his movement speed. Just the base movement speed is 473. Having Yules, Yasha, BTs.
Speaking of that Yules item, Toby, again, it's way too strong right now. It's basically the follow-up to Blink Dagger most of the time. It's stronger than Force Staff. The 2.5 second disable, 23 second cooldown, so just 6 above Blade Mail, and Blade Mail is already a fantastic item on its own. Yep. It disables Blink Daggers too. It's so big.
Yep. Hey man, you remember me, like, we were casting a long time ago and I was singing the praises of that Yule Scepter. Right now though, Hani, he's in more trouble. He's being dragged back, then he jumps in, instantly goes to the split of Rise, will get the Chrono off, starts going into a Vorce with a blinding line from NS. Rise can't attack Shite right now. He's trying to go for the Light Strike Array here, the Lena, buying some space. The Eclipse will go off, but Hani, he can't even kill a Fnatic. The Yule Scepter up, Hani will hit the deck right now. They need another stun, and they get him up in time. Vorce actually cops the stun from Ace. Hani, Mystic Flare, there's enough damage. Batrider will take the kill. And Ace, the Naga Sea is going to be used. He'll turn it off and then Riptide. Ace has Blink Dagger available. He's also carrying around this gem. That's the one that was initially purchased up by NS, and it's almost a full team wipe. And there it is. Fnatic with the triple kill. He will bring down every last player there of Fnatic. And did they even blow the... They didn't even blow the Aegis on a Vorst. Even if a Vorst died then, it would have been the Aegis the Immortal.
Yeah, it would have still been a clean wipe and all the map control in the world they need. They took the tier 2 at mid, and the tier 2 at bottom has been dead for ages now. All they really need to do is just keep starving the enemy on their side of the map, pushing all the lanes with the Brewmaster, with the Naga Siren, and the Batrider, farming every single aspect of the map and just pushing it at one point when they have too much items to deal with. And honestly, Fnatic, it already seems like they don't have enough items to combat against Na'Vi. Like, they have Hani at the top of the net worth, 18k on his own, and then the next guy on his list is his 4 position Lina.
It's 8k. 8 point. They're actually a full 10,000 difference in their lineup.
Yeah.
And the Lina's actually going in for a Laguna Blade build.
Toby, this is one of those games. One of those games where I really miss Nahaz's presence. I wish he could give me the stat on how many times mid lane Void has won Dota. Like, I can't believe it's actually still being run.
Are we talking in this current version? And I'm not talking like the C version. I'm talking about like the whole version.
Yeah, 6.82 overall. I don't even think at the start of 6.82 people put Void at mid. I mean, that hero was pretty good.
That high movement speed. He's got a full SMY over at him. Drags Arise back into the Mystic Flare of FNG. And then he's already looking for a jump in. They push the lanes in. Vorce keeps the bottom lane going. He's actually farming up inside the jungle for now. And now he's going to realize, wait, I can just pressure that bottom lane, and what can they really do to stop me? Like, Luna can mop up my illusions, but that's all. And the more Hani has to come down here and defend, the less he's able to be a presence in the map elsewhere. And that means Na'Vi can do exactly what they're doing now. They take the tier 2 tower up on the top lane. They've already got the aggressive Observer Ward on top of the cliff too. So if Fnatic even try and fight this, they're dead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it is quite unfortunate. At this point, like, it's so difficult for them to just not get picked off around the map. They actually played really well in the early game too. That's the funny thing. Like, they moved around with the smokes and they got decent farm in the jungle. They got a lot of critical pickoffs on hobos from minute 10 to 16, but again, their draft is just not oriented to be able to take advantage of the kills and be able to apply tower pressure or map control pressure against Batrider and against Panda Spirit.
Void jumps up. Chronos,
nice
got Dendi. At the same time, Funny's coming in. The blinding light's going to cause some more problems, and Arise sealed up. There's an Naga Sleep going to be used. I think Vorce should probably turn this thing off right now. Finish killing Arise. He's backtracking the orb damage. Leaves himself away. 10 life points, but he's been mana leaked up. The SC Disruption will save his life here up towards the higher ground, but he can't dodge everything. The Naga Radiant Sperm will kill him off, and the Brewlings, they're in pretty deep as Luna hits the deck. BKB still available here with the Ultimate from Hani. He's going to get lassoed and dragged outside of his base. He must trigger BKB Eclipse, but the creep wave is so close here. It's going to soak up a lot of it. Then again, Fnatic copped 2 of those beams. Now a Vorce, he doesn't care. He's got a full heart on this Naga Siren. Hani cannot battle the life points of that Naga. The Aegis will be reclaimed at the moment, giving the full regeneration up to the Naga Siren. And they come up towards the high ground. Double buybacks. Kalmi looking for an opening. He's got Laguna Blade. Denny jumps in. He got the clap over on Kalmi. The Yule Scepter up and towards the end. Light Strike Array actually does get it off, but loses his life by the time it actually finishes channeling. As the Puck will just orb himself down. The only sole survivor here for Fnatic. And I got a feeling Na'Vi will never leave this base of Fnatic.
Not if you have that region on the boast with all that heart and all those earn charges, of course.
There it is. GG. GG will come off here from Fnatic, so game is over. Game was good, but Na'Vi will take a 2-0 victory over Fnatic, pushing Fnatic up against Team Marino, Tinkerino. That match, I believe, should be scheduled for tomorrow night. Either that or the Winners Bracket Final, Na'Vi versus Power Rangers. And as I mentioned previously, that's not a game which Na'Vi will feel confident in.
Is that so?
Well, it's Power Rangers. Every time there's like a clutch game with Na'Vi versus Power Rangers seem to come out on top. And Power Rangers, man, like if you saw what they did to Team Reno Tinkerino.
Yeah, yesterday. That was brilliant.
Yeah. There's one thing which I want to flag about Power Rangers of recent times. Their coordination, I really thought losing FNG. Of course, also we should flag FNG's going to face up against his former teammates. That in itself might add a little bit more spice to it all. But Power Rangers, their coordination is better than ever right now. Like, I'm really looking forward to the Na'Vi versus PR game, because I think right then, both teams will be pushed to their limits. Just coordination-wise. May not be draft, may not be late game kind of thing. Like, I'm expecting an all-out brawl between those two teams.
Yeah, they do play a similar type of style, and you can bet that it's going to get down dirty for sure. So I'm looking forward to that too, man.
I'm looking forward to it. For now, though, we'll have ourselves a very good evening. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're back tomorrow night. We do have more action coming up. In fact, we actually have a We Play match for you to watch tomorrow evening. That's going to be the Alliance going up against Team Empire. The schedule for the D2CL will be coming up shortly. In fact, actually, I'm seeing it come through in the chat in just a moment, so I can let you know, in fact, right now, when our next two games will be. It should be on Thursday and Friday. That'll be the Winners Bracket and the Lower Bracket Final. The winner of the Winners Bracket goes to DreamHack Bucharest, and they'll join myself as well as Bucking Mad, who will be the two commentators for that series. And in fact, yeah, the game tomorrow, it will actually be Power Rangers versus Na'Vi. So we actually have a little bit of an overlap on that one. We'll have PR versus Na'Vi at 21 CEST, and we'll have on the 17th, Team Tinker going up against Fnatic. So good games all around. Should be great times. Hopefully you'll join us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.